into the journey and the people. So everyone says, well, Finestream Accounting, Andrew, some of you I've known for a long time, some of you I've known for most of my life, and some of you I've met just recently. So just a bit of my background. I grew up on a small farm in country New South Wales, and hard work was just the norm, although I didn't realise that at the time when I was a kid. And when I started work with a firm, medium-sized firm, I realised quickly that the more I worked, the more I could earn. And that might seem, I guess, pretty obvious for most people, but it didn't at the time seem obvious to a lot of people around me. I'd coasted through university, high school. He's got the degrees, so I thought, that's fine. It didn't really mean much, but starting a career was you work and you can get a long way. So I kind of got inspired by that and the opportunities in front of me, and I was partially inspired by my older brother, who at the time was making himself well known and forging a pretty good career in Sydney at PricewaterhouseCoopers. It was actually Coopers and Lybrand. Some of the older people might know that. Sorry, Lewis, I didn't mean to look at you. So anyway, the firm I was at sort of grew quickly, and we grabbed a lot of opportunities that came along the way. I just worked, and partners that moved on pursuing other ventures. I put my hand up. I said I can do that. So by the time I was 27, I became an associate, 29 a partner, and I built a team of 15 people around me and was responsible for the highest fees in that firm. I think at the time it was 7 partners, we came to 13. We expanded, we acquired and became public, even making the top 10 in BRW at one point. But despite those fast pace and those accolades, I found the corporate world lacking in one thing that mattered the most, and it became unpalatable to me. It was that it wasn't very client-centric service. So then, just as and I won't go off on a tangent too much, but when the Royal Commission happened back in 2019, I was out of the industry, out of that corporate environment for quite a while at that point, but it was no surprise that the findings that they came up with, because I saw it in the financial services industries. It was a lot about chasing commissions and wasn't really about doing what was right for the client. And so that made me pretty glad that I had kind of left that culture. But I'd actually learned a lot in that period in terms of resilience, in terms of leadership and management, corporate governance, but the client was certainly not first. There was always the mission statements and the things, this is what we do. But in the bigger companies, I can guarantee behind the walls, it was KPIs, targets, profit. So after 15 years there, I did spend a long time, long hours, high pressure and responsibilities. My perspective in that environment changed. And interesting and sadly, seeing my brother, who I guess somebody I aspired to be, took it to the next level to the point that he became burnt out and eventually had a nervous breakdown. So I knew I could not continue along that path. So the lifestyle wasn't fulfilling, and more importantly, my kids were growing up fast. So I made the decision to leave that role and move my family back to South Australia. Well, not back to, my wife grew up in South Australia, so I thought it was a pretty good place, and we decided to move back and find a more balanced lifestyle. That was really the goal. And it took me 2 years to transition out of where I was. That wasn't an easy decision, and wasn't an easy thing to do. But then I found a role at a much smaller firm here in Adelaide, and without the corporate KPIs hanging over my head, I began to hone my skills and realised how much I actually loved what I do. People say, you're an accountant, you do tax, and Talia, my eldest daughter, tax. But I actually love what I do, and public accounting is very different from corporate accounting in that, you're just dealing with a lot of people and you just build some amazing relationships. And I had the autonomy to do that where I was. And after 10 years sort of working there, I realised I wanted to implement the leadership and management skills that I had developed over the years and the client service skills that I knew I'd grown and worked with people that shared the same values that I had, and was really client service with great leadership. So that's a good segue into Matt and Liz Ford. So after leaving that firm, as Matt said, Liz reached out to me and said, I've got this great idea, and I was exploring opportunities at the time, so let's start an accounting business in Finestream. So a few meetings, it wasn't many meetings, I think it became pretty obvious. We'd worked together with mutual clients. Matt and Liz had done some of my business, I'd advised them on some of their stuff, so I had a pretty good idea of their values, their ethos and their level of client service. So it didn't take long to realise that this was a good idea, and so I'm very grateful that they invited me to be part of the Finestream brand, and it's been going very well. So thank you to Matt and Liz. And I don't know where Liz is, but
it's right there.
So the support along the way has actually been pretty incredible, but there's obviously one person who deserves special recognition for that journey, and that's my wife, Frances. We have 6 amazing kids, most of whom have grown up, and yes, before you asked...
Just hands up in this room if you're a child of Andrew.
4 of them are here this evening. And before I ask this, we have a TV. I don't know what you're watching, but it's not quite as good. They're already grown up, and so after long hours and career shifts, Franny's been my rock. So thank you, Franny. And obviously my kids, Talia, who's my oldest over there, Bridget, who's in Melbourne at the moment, so she can't be here, Raquel, Caleb, who's in Canberra, although I think he's out doing army stuff at the moment. I think there's radio silence. Maya, who I'll give a shout out to you a bit later, Maya, and her planner over there, and Amos. Where's Amos? There. So there's our youngest, he's our baby. He's caught up to me, he's as tall as me, so I can't really call him a baby anymore. But thank you for being a source of inspiration that helped me realign my priorities and see what truly matters. Since moving to Adelaide, I've had the pleasure of meeting some amazing people. I was going to single out. Yeah, no. One person in particular, Marie Whitson from My Biz Connection, and through her I've also met her business partner, Diane Harvey, both from My Biz Connection, and they've been incredible supporters of mine, and I'm very grateful for their friendship and collaboration, so they deserve a special shout out tonight. Thank you. So now here we stand, Finestream Accounting is off to a great start, and the forecast and financial modelling we did at the start. What can I say? I underestimated.
It wasn't great, was it?
It was conservative, let's put it that way. I very much underestimated how quickly things would move on and grow. So the culture here is absolutely fantastic, and really align myself with the values that I sort of wanted to engage with people. I always toyed with the idea of going out my own, but I like collaborating with people. I'm not somebody who wants to run their own business, so it was good to work with the Finestream team. And a privilege to work alongside Matt, Liz and Corey and the leadership team, and the rest of the crew, Alex, Ryan, Lucy, Joey, Lauren and Jono. I think if I've missed anyone.
There he is.
So, and lastly, but certainly most not least, I want to say a big thank you, I think, to Lucy for organising this evening. Massive effort. And might I say, a lot of food, so there's no reason for anyone to walk away hungry, so please help yourself. Now, an opportunity just to do a little plug, if I can. My youngest daughter, Maya, she's starting her own business, and that platter there is her first gig. So she's got a card there, City Catering or whatever. So thank you again for being here, and I really look forward to what we'll achieve together, and really appreciate everyone. Thank you.